And but the reason I say a handheld is because if you stock up on, I think it's D or C batteries, which are used in them, you've got communications between each other. If they shut down the cell sites, you still got communications, and we can band together for whatever's going to happen. And another thing I want to mention, one of the guys on, I'm sure you've seen his name around, Gary the limousine driver. Yeah. He's always pushing buying Mountain House foods. One of the problems with stocking up on foods is the first thing they're going to come to confiscate is an oversupply of food. Mormons are required to have
a year. We're pushing 3 months now.
Okay, but the Mormons are you a Mormon?
Yes.
Okay. You're required to have 3 months of food.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my opinion, the first people that are going to open fire is the Mormons, because they're going to come after their food supply. That's one of the ways they need to control us.
Yeah.
So I'm done with my spiel. Who's up next?
I'm capable of eating a liberal.
That's pretty.
Voting on this.
Up to Gatsby.
No, just over to 5.
Oh yeah.
And I used to cut too big.
Okay. You're running.
Okay, that's enough about voting. My name's Ed Vallejo, and for me to stand here and tell you who I am, what I've done, and all that crap, take all afternoon. So, needless to say, I was a senior RTO for the 36th Medical Detachment Helicopter Ambulance squad in Fort Polk, Louisiana. I'm a volunteer veteran. I volunteered. Me too. Nobody had to ask me, tell me,
Choice.
of my own free will. I volunteered of my own free will. I took the oath to protect and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. They didn't tell me when I was released that I'm absolved from my oath, and I still believe I am under that oath. 6 times. I only needed to take it once for life. Well, I had to take it 6 times for my job. About 3 times re-enlisting, I was a sheriff. I was part of the problem for many years, because in recovering from alcohol in 1983, I realized that not everything that I was taught by those in authority over me, my parents, my teachers, the president, the dog catcher, not everything that I learned from the authorities was right. Remember in the 60s, there used to be an expression, don't trust anyone over 40 and, reject 30 to 35 and 40 and 50. It's backfiring on them. Don't trust anybody who uses the word democracy. Okay, let's go with that one. Anyway. I was a part of the problem for a long time, and after recovering from alcohol and getting to relearn life all over again, after a couple of decades, I got to the point where my scope of influence started to include those around me and what was going on in the world. Okay, and in close inspection, the duties of the American people have not been fulfilled.
No.
That's basically it.
Been taking a vacation.
And compounding that is the duties of the Americans not being taught to the un-Americans. Okay, and that's how you perpetuate dependence on government. Okay, things are changing. Did anybody see the results of the quiz that was put out recently in the schools? The highest answer that was right was what oceans are on either side of the United States. And even that only came in at 61%. High schoolers. It was the immigration test.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody not see?
Might want to interrupt just for a second.
Sure.
The civics class at South Mountain High School in the last semester of before summer consisted of the movie National Treasure. That was the whole class. No, I'm not kidding.
She didn't call it national treasure.
In trying to correct the wrongs that I was a part of for so long, I got involved in politics in 2004 when I saw that a good man, honest man, was nominated for President of the United States. That man was Michael Badnarik. He's a constitutional scholar who taught the Constitution. I knew him to be a good man. When I found out he was running for president, I went out the following day. I registered to vote for the first time in my life, and registered as a libertarian. Because in looking at the tenets and actions of all of the political parties out there, the libertarians are the closest to my ideology. Maybe not the actions, but the ideology of the Libertarian Party is the closest to what I personally feel.
Yes.
That's true. Okay, and I believe it was Barry Goldwater, God rest his soul, that said that classical republicanism is libertarianism. And if you go back to the roots, that is true. Okay. Well,
We're going back there.
in doing that, I went and registered as a libertarian. Went to the first libertarian meeting, and it was election cycle, and they were getting precinct commitment. Okay, so I learned about politics from the ground up, hands on. Okay, I said, okay, I'll be a precinct committeeman. What do I have to do? I have to fill out this form. We have a person here with a notary. She notarized it, set it in. What do I do now? You go vote. Okay, I went to the polls. My name was there. I voted. And I elected myself as precinct committeeman with 1 vote.
Heck yeah.
Me too, by the way.
I went to the following libertarian meeting, and that happened to be at the end of the year where they were having their state convention. So I show up at the state convention, a new precinct committeeman. I exited that state convention as assistant state secretary of the Libertarian Party and chairman of the platform committee charged with rerunning the Libertarian platform. In that first term as assistant state secretary, I was elected as delegate and served my party as a delegate at the Libertarian National Convention in 2008 in Denver, Colorado. For the entire week, I sat in the middle of the 3rd row with my Guy Fawkes mask and hat on.
This is a funny story.
Anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about? Guy Fawkes was a revolutionary back in Britain in the 1700s who tried to blow up his government using explosives in an underground tunnel. He was caught and he was put to death for it.
The gunpowder plot.
Gunpowder treason and plot. Okay, well, there was a movie made about this not too long ago called V for Vendetta. If you haven't seen it, I urge you to watch it. It is an excellent movie. Excellent movie. Anyway, the main character in the movie is a modern-day revolutionary that has taken the Guy Fawkes mask and the hat and put it on with the cape and everything else, and he's gone to try and change the system. And
Oh, you need to give him some
anyway,
stuff prior to that. It's the British government, and it turned into a totalitarian government.
Sure.
About what it is now.
Yeah, it looks just like swine flu. I mean, that movie was made before it is, and this is following the pattern